Layna here. Welcome back to my channel. This channel is all about my recovery from anorexia. Today's video is in honor of my 1-year anniversary in eating disorder recovery. Today we're doing a big 1-year Q&A. You guys submitted some awesome questions that I will be diving into. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to all you guys for submitting these questions and for the support you've given me. This year has been really hard, and when I started recovery, I really didn't think I was going to get anywhere. I didn't think that I was going to recover at all. I thought that it wasn't possible for me and that it just felt so unattainable. And I never thought that I would recover. But here I am, far along in recovery, and I'm doing great. And there's still a lot of work to do. But I am at a point that I never thought I would be, and that is the big thing, is that I'm at a point that I never thought was even possible for me to reach. I only dreamed of it. When I first started recovery, I had a desire to recover, but I didn't really think that it was possible. I thought I was too far in, too far gone. But here I am, a year in, and the progress that I've made in a year with my team's help and all my friends and family is incredible. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into these questions. The first question is how to start recovery. So honestly, the first step is to ask for help or to get help. I would not be where I'm at today if I did not go to that first appointment. That is when the help started. I was taken to this appointment. I received help from doctors, help from family, and help throughout the recovery process is really what changes the tide of your recovery and is a great way to start. You need to ask for help. Recovery is not something that should really be done alone. And whether it's ask for help from a friend, ask for help from a family member, ask for help from a doctor, ask for help, because help is really what is going to help you start recovery. Also, you need to be open to that help. You can't just ask for the help and then not let it change you, not let it help you, not let the help in. You have to make the effort to apply that help, apply the help that you are being given. If you are at a doctor's appointment and they're telling you need to eat and you need to eat XYZ, you can't really just not listen to that. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't listen to that. You have to actually apply the help and listen and let it go in you and in your heart. And sorry, that sounds weird, but it's true. You have to listen to it and take it to heart and apply it into your life and make the changes. You can't just pretend to make those changes or not do it, because that's not going to get you anywhere. You can't recover and still cling to eating disorder habits. Another thing is, this really worked for me at plankton. As you guys know, I named my eating disorder plankton because of this. I will put the gif or the meme or whatever in here. This is why I named my eating disorder plankton, because it feels like when plankton crawls into SpongeBob's head and is controlling him. Just a little recap there. It's as much as plankton screamed at me to take the control back and just not listen and secretly be controlling, I had to have the control taken away from me. People decided kind of how much I ate, what I ate, and made my food for me and all that. And that is important. Is the control is not in your hands, it is in your eating disorder's hands. And taking the control from your eating disorder is a good step. I believe it's called the Moly method. It's basically where the control is taken from the person that is afflicted and is given to someone that they send themselves, a trusted adult or a person, to help them in recovery. And this really helps. As much as your eating disorder will fight against it, it will feel like the worst thing in the world, but it's not. It is actually one of the most helpful things, having the control taken away so that you can recover better, and eventually you will slowly get that control back when they know that you can handle that control. It is a process. It's not an overnight thing. Another one is challenge, challenge, challenge. You cannot recover when you stay in your comfort zone. You have to challenge yourself. Challenge the fear foods, which there will be a question about that later. Challenge the fear foods. Challenge yourself. Challenge your eating disorder. Challenge the food rules that it has created. Challenge the rules that it has created. Challenge it. You can't stay in your comfort zone and recover. You have to push outside those walls, because those walls were created by your eating disorder. And in order to recover, you have to break those walls down. As scary as that may be, it is the truth. And yeah. The next question is how to keep challenging fear foods. So I said there was going to be a question about this. Number one is support. Support. Have that support system. Talk to people about how you're feeling about it. Explain to them how you feel. Talk through it. Challenge buddy is also a good one. Having a challenge buddy, a friend, a family member, a trusted adult, just someone there to challenge it with you. It could be followers, it could be anyone. Just having a challenge buddy, preferably physically in person, but if you can like FaceTime or just post about it, it helps. It helps. And it helps to have someone to do it with you and you don't feel so alone. Making a plan to challenge them, and like have the accountability that you're actually going to do it. Like food fear jars are one of the things that helped me early on in recovery, so that you're not really picking what you challenge. You kind of draw it out of the bucket and you have to do it, and have someone to hold you accountable for that. Make sure that you actually do it. And remember that different foods / scary foods cannot hurt you. They cannot hurt you. Nothing can hurt you more than your eating disorder will. And it's just important to have the challenge buddy, have a support system, talk about how you're feeling, talk about why you're scared of it, and work through it. Just have someone to challenge it with you. That's really helpful, is to have someone with you to challenge it alongside of you, so you guys can do it together. That really helped me, was having somebody with me, whether it be a parent, a friend, a family, like just any family member. It really helped, because if you did it together, it felt a lot better. But you can also challenge food fears by yourself. Just make sure you have that sense of accountability and actually do it. So yeah. The next question is how to prevent an eating disorder. I love this question because I've been thinking a lot about how I'm going to raise my children so I can prevent eating disorders, and just about what I would have done differently, what my past could have been different to avoid this. In the end, I know this happened for a reason, and that good can come out of it. So, like helping other people, or I'm going to be becoming a dietitian to help people with eating disorders, an eating disorder doctor. I will be becoming one of those. That is my college plan. Anyways, kind of off track. So for number one, stop labeling foods as good and bad. There are no good and bad foods. They're all good foods. There's no bad foods. Like, no food is bad. Society labels like carbs, sugars, chips, all those things, they label etc. They label things as bad, but those things are not bad. Nothing is bad. There are no bad foods at all. Period. No bad foods. And another one is instill positive body image from a young age. This is important. If you are talking to your kids about how much you hate your body, how much you need to lose weight, how much I forgot to exercise today, I'm so bad, or I just ate this, I'm so bad, the kids are going to pick up on that. Your kids are going to pick up on that. And they are going to be like, oh, my body, I should hide it. I should like do things to it. Like, I should not eat because all these things. If you talk bad about your body, your kids are going to learn that from you, and they will do it as well. So if you want to make sure your kids have a good positive body image and do not develop an eating disorder, instill positive body image and talk about your own body in a good way, and don't talk about it obsessively and be vain about it. Just be like, oh man, I really appreciate my body for all it does, or just all bodies are beautiful, just all that. Just instill positive body image, and make sure to keep the comments about negative comments about your body. Don't be saying those in front of your children. This is one that you can do right now. Don't follow Thinspo. What is Thinspo? It is accounts where people are posting body checking images that obviously aren't for a positive reason. They're purposely trying to flaunt it, or if it triggers you to see other people's bodies and it triggers comparison. Do not follow accounts that trigger comparison. If you are sitting there comparing your body to someone else's body, unfollow that account right now. Because that is not needed. That is going to help you develop unhealthy body image. So any thinspo accounts, any like, if it's like obviously like they're not trying to instill a positive body image, or they're purposely trying to like trigger comparison, unfollow them. If you can tell that the person is trying to trigger comparison, unfollow them. So yeah. Another thing is recognize that food doesn't make or break your health. Balance is key. You can incorporate all foods into your eating and you can have a balance, right? Obviously, like you need all food groups. So you can have any food you want. But incorporating all food groups into your eating is important. And that includes the sugars, the carbs, all of the above. Everything. You cannot just eat vegetables all the time. You need to have those other things. Just remember that food doesn't make or break your health. That is how you can prevent eating disorders, by remembering that food doesn't make or break your health. And another thing is, remember that your weight is just a number. It is not an indicator of how healthy you are. It is not an indicator of your worth. Just instilling the positive body image. Do not regularly weigh yourself. That is a big no-no. That is one thing that can lead to an eating disorder, is regularly weighing yourself and then restriction because you don't like what you see. So my suggestion is stay away from the scales, and if scales are a big problem for you, even request at the doctor not to see the number. It really does help. So yeah, prevent eating disorders, positive body image around children. Do not label foods as good or bad. Do not, like, when your kids are coming to you and it's like before dinner and they're like, I'm hungry, I want a snack. Please don't just be like, no, we're about to eat, or oh no, you just ate recently. Please do not say that. Please do not say that. I swear. Because if you were like telling them that they can't eat because they just ate, no. There is no specific time where you cannot eat, or you can eat whenever. So please, please be careful with what you're saying to your children. Please be careful. Also, number one, to prevent eating disorder, especially in children, do not compare your children. Do not compare their body types. Do not make comments about their body. Do not make comments about their body type. Please don't. Just please don't. Please don't compare your children. It is not helpful. It creates eating disorders a lot. There's a lot of people with body image issues because of comparison. Because this world is such a comparison kind of world. It's called the caveman mentality. You're often comparing yourself because you're trying to fit in and you need to survive. Because in the caveman times, our brains are hardwired to feel this way, because in the caveman times, you were supposed to make yourself desirable to fit into a tribe so you could survive, because more numbers equals survival in the caveman times. That is not today. Today we do not need to fit into any tribes. You don't need to fit into anyone with anyone. You don't need to change yourself for anyone. So yeah, just a little explanation there. So yeah. The next question is, what would you tell your younger self? I like this question too, because there's a lot of things. I've thought about this a lot. What would I tell my younger self? And what would I say to my younger self? I often think about who I was before all of this, and one thing that I would say is, don't change yourself to fit others' views or society's standards, and you don't need to look like anyone but you. You don't need to look like anyone, because one of my problems was I saw all these girls who looked different than me, and all these guys were liking them, and I didn't understand why guys didn't really like me. I was like, what is wrong with me? So I set out to look like those girls, because I'd always had that comparison to them. I was always being compared to what their body looked like. My body looks different than theirs, and I was always compared. And so I was like, okay, I need to become them. That's desirable. But really, that is so wrong. You don't need to fit anyone's standards, because society's beauty standards are completely bogus and unattainable. Let's be honest, they're unattainable. And just remember that you don't need to change your body for anyone. And all body types are desirable, all body types are beautiful, all body types are 100% normal. Another thing I tell my younger self is, pretty's on the inside. Focus on spreading love and not focusing on superficial things. Because what makes someone pretty is how they act, what their their personality and who they are. You know, pretty is not makeup. Pretty is not your body. Pretty is not what you wear. Pretty is not what how much money you have. Pretty is not what kind of items you have. Pretty is not XYZ. Pretty is on the inside. I love that song by Chloe Adams. Amazing song. So good. It's a beautiful song because it just reminds you that pretty's on the inside. It's not something that you can buy, something that you can paint on your face, something that you can force yourself to be pretty. You are already pretty. If you are serving others, being kind, and who you are, you know, it's pretty is who you are. Number 5 is, which recovery strategy helped you the most? There are a couple that I would say are my top ones. Talking through what I'm thinking, this is a huge one. I have to process information. I have to process to cope, and talking about it with other people really helps. And a big thank you to all those people who have been there for me to talk through things. You know who you are. A big thank you to all of them for being there for me and letting me talk through things. I'd say that support system is one of the biggest ones. Control taken away despite Plankton fighting it. I know I already mentioned this earlier, but having the control taken away was one of the strategies that really punched it back to the eating disorder, because I was able to, I think I said that backwards, pack a punch. It's pack a punch. Oh my gosh. It packed a punch to the eating disorder was when the control was taken from me and given to a trusted person to make the decisions for me, so that I didn't have to make the decisions myself and stress about them. And eventually, and like right now, the control is being incorporated back into my life, and I'm learning how to cope with that control and use it correctly and in a healthy way. One of the biggest strategies in my recovery really changed when I ditched the food scale, ditched the calorie apps, ditched weighing myself every day. I had to ditch those things because those were very, very toxic. So ditching those things really changed the course of my recovery. That is one of the biggest strategies as well, just ditching those things. And I made a video previously about how to start ditching those things. And so yeah, if you guys are curious about what you can do to do that, go watch that video. Yes, ditching those unhealthy habits, like those things that society tells you need, which you really don't. So those things really helped a lot. Yeah, so I think the biggest strategy, definitely, the biggest one was talking through things, because it really helps for me to get like all of it out. And so when I be like, this is what Plankton's telling me, and then my support system can be like, Plankton's a liar, and like I know that's like something that I already know, but having someone else say it is really helpful. Yeah. So, yeah. The last question is, will you continue the account? Yes, I will be continuing the YouTube account. I need to be more active on it. I know I've just been really busy. And I will 100% continue my Instagram accounts. Because I'm still in recovery, but even after, when I'm recovered, I will be definitely continuing these accounts, because I feel like I could spread a lot of recovery help. That is what these accounts are for. When I started out, they were for accountability, and now it's more for helping and like explaining the things that I have learned and the tips that I have. I have knowledge from being in recovery for a year that I want to share with people to help them in their recovery. Why would I want to keep the things that I've learned to myself? I don't. I want to share it with people and help other people. So yes, I will be continuing these accounts, and I will be continuing to post eating disorder recovery stuff, eating disorder recovery tips, recovery helps, and updating you guys on my progress. So yeah, this year, I remember last Christmas, let's be 100% honest, I was kind of a jerk. I was malnourished, and obviously I was very hungry all the time, but I didn't know it. But I was very cranky and angry all the time, and I was mean to the people that I love, and I feel really guilty about that, but I'm learning to forgive myself. But anyways, last Christmas I was a completely different person. I was stuck in the patterns of anorexia, stuck in the fear. I was not living, I was surviving barely because my mental health was just so bad. And I didn't think that when I saw people in recovery and they were eating things and trying things and living their life, I was like, that is so great. I want that so bad. But I was like, but that's not for me. I could never reach that. That is so hard to get to. I'm just so stuck. I'll never be able to do that. But when I started recovery, I had literally not even high hopes. I was like, this is not going to work for me. I'm going to be stuck forever. But I have done things that I never thought that I would do. I had spontaneous milkshakes, spontaneous churros, ice cream, candy. I've enjoyed holidays. I have started to heal my relationship with exercise. I have done things that I never thought would be possible. And it's been a year, but it's felt like a lot longer. And just thinking about how much my account has grown is incredible. Just thinking about everything, and I just really, it means a lot that you guys are following along with me in this journey and are supporting me. It means a lot. And honestly, this year has been crazy hard. Challenging all those things was, not gonna say it was fun, because it was a lot of the times not. There were fun times, but a lot of the times it was tear-filled, terror-filled experiences. But would I trade it for anything in the world? Would I go backwards? Would I want to go back? No. No. I would never want to go back. And I was always worried. When I first started recovery, I was worried. I was like, if I recover, aren't I just gonna miss my old body and want to go back? The answer is no. I still mourn the body. I still miss it sometimes. But would I go back? No. Never. Never in a million years. I would never go back. Because I am so happy now. With the food freedom I have found, it's incredible. And I'm in no way saying that I'm completely recovered. I still have a lot of problems. I still have a lot of struggles, and I still have those bad days, but I am working on it. And yeah. I cannot wait to see what 2023 brings, and I cannot wait to see what another year of recovery looks like and another year of challenging things looks like, because I am no longer afraid of things that I used to be. You know, I'm no longer afraid of French fries. I'm no longer afraid of sugar. I mean, I still have some fear surrounding candy, but I eat dessert every day, and I have spontaneous things, and I'm no longer using a calorie app, no longer using a food scale. I'm still working on accepting my weight and accepting fluctuation, but I'm further in that progress than I was a year ago. I have taken those steps, even the hard steps, and even when it felt like if I took a step, I would just fall flat on my face. I had to take that step into the blind unknown before I could know what good can come from it. I had to take that step. And even if it feels like you're gonna fall and you're gonna just die, and you're gonna just, like, if you take a step and you feel like you're just gonna fall into a crevasse of darkness, you may feel like that, but I promise you, it's not. Taking that step, eating that scary food, going into recovery, going to that doctor appointment, it's not a bad choice. The worst choice is staying in your eating disorder, because that step, your team will carry you. You take that step, I promise it will be okay, because you can take another step and you will come out into the light. I promise. And please, as always, know that you can reach out to me if you ever need anything. I'm here. I want to help. So yeah. Here is my recovery Instagram, and here's my body positivity Instagram. Yeah, my TikTok is in the description box. I don't really post there a lot. It'll be in there. Anyway, thank you guys so much for all your support and love. I couldn't have made it this far without you. I am so incredibly happy to be where I'm at today and so incredibly grateful for my team, because if it weren't for them, I would not be here. I would not even probably be alive. So I am so grateful to everyone, and you know who you are, to everyone who played a hand in getting me where I am at today. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep kicking eating disorder butt, guys. Remember, I love you. And have a great day. Merry Christmas, guys. Bye.